but learning to move around. How you should be able to move around is just right. My chest is staying on your back, and I'm walking around on my toes to be able to move. And you don't want to be on your knees, because if I'm on my knees, it's slow. That gives me enough time to react and escape. So when I want to go to move, I'm going to move around to this side. I'm going to sprawl it. I drop my hips kind of low to keep pressure on. And we're going to walk back to the side. You know, see how my hands are right up by the shoulders. I'm pushing into it. So I come to this side. I'm up on my toes, the leg that's next to his. I'm using this leg to help push into him. I'm not trying to go crazy with driving into him, right? It's just enough to kind of push into him so he feels the abs to react. Right? This is all we're doing from this position. And then if I want to go to the back, do the same thing. Kind of scroll it and walk around. And when we come to the back, you can either sit like this in combat base, or you can go on your knees out tight here. Get your seatbelt grip in. From here, you're fine to do double in, right? If he wants to try and roll me, it's a little awkward from here because I can pin him down to it. So all our movement is for our warm-ups is just move. We're going to start in this north-south position, sprawl out. We're going to walk around to the side. Okay? As we're walking around to the side, let our hands try the position. Try it into it. Stop here for 2 seconds. Move around to the back. You can either sit like this or sit up like this. Hold this for 2 seconds. Sprawl out. Walk around. Here. Stop. Move around. 1, 2. You don't have to start in this position. We can be here as well, right? But what we want to do is we want to drive into him. So he starts to drive back into me. This is why we're driving in this way. This is the reaction I want. I want to feel him drive into me. This is what's going to make it easier to throw him over. Okay? Drive into him. Once I feel him push into me, I switch to this. I pull. Try and keep your leg to your chest. This will make it a little easier. Okay? Here, as we pull, I pull, roll off, and I can come up in. And when you get here, try and finish with at least this grip, right? And then you can finish with one leg up by the back and one leg up at the head, or you can switch it around, right? Knee up by the head and the other leg sitting up. Both are strong positions. Sitting this way will allow you to pull them in for back control. Okay. So if you guys want to finish it that way, go for it. Okay. You guys around the front, cup on the elbow. Other hand goes through the leg, under the armpit, and you're grabbing on your wrist. Apply pressure into him, right? Because I want that reaction of him driving back into me. I'm going to cut the elbow in underneath of him. Okay. From here, you're just going to switch your legs around. Okay. So I'm going from this position where our legs are side by side. I go knee to the ground, switch to face him, step around to his back, hug in tight, and I roll back, get my hooks in. Okay. And we fall on the side that we want, right? I'm on the choking arm side. I can pop my arm through here. Right, and it finishes. Apply pressure, step back, around. I'm getting right up nice and tight. Okay, see how I'm sitting like this almost. This is what I want, to be able to pull them up. Okay, like a frog. Call it the frog squat. Okay, we get here. Arm goes over, arm goes under. Cable grip, pull nice and tight, pull up, Try and keep your back to the chest. You may slip up just a little bit, but don't let your chest separate from his body. Okay? Here, we pop up, hooks in, we fall to the side. Try and land on the side with the overarm. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. The main point is we're in this position, okay? So let's go with that. Two chokes that are very similar to each other, the Darce and the Anaconda. The only difference between them is the entry point of how we set them up. So the Anaconda is I'm going by the neck, through the armpit. This is how the Anaconda is set up, and the Darce is through the armpit and out the neck. Okay? I'm going to start with the Anaconda, as it may be just not easy to learn, but it may take a little longer to do. But we want to get our opponents down to their side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through by the neck, out the armpit. I'm going to get a gable grip right here. I'm going to pull their arm in so their elbow comes off the ground. I'm going to take my head and I'm going to shoot it through here as I roll to my back, rolling him with me. Okay, so we get in here, pinching this nice and tight. I look through his here. We roll over, right? We get into this position here. I'm keeping this all nice and tight. I'm going to take this leg here. I'm going to step it up this way to help keep this kind of trapped, or I can look to scoop the other leg to make this easier for me. I'm going to get a figure 4 grip or rear naked choke grip. I'm going to go here. I can step back, or I can keep walking in as I squeeze, turning into him till I get the tap. Okay? It's kind of, the rolls kind of simulates how an anaconda rolls to choke out their prey. So again, back in the turtle position, we're going by the neck first, out by the armpit, gable grip, and I'm pulling the elbow out from off the mat. Once I do this, my head goes in under his belly area as I roll to my back, keeping him with me, right? So we come in through here, I roll him over, and I keep turning into him till I can get to here to at least make sure I'm trapping the arms. Once I do this, I slide my arm up to grab my bicep. Hand can go up on the back. From here, we just squeeze everything tight. I get the tap. If it's not working, I keep turning into them, right? Eventually, I can even grab legs and make it worse. Okay? So the Darce is we're going through the elbow and coming out by the neck this time. We're going to get the same thing with the gable grip, but I'm going to put the back of my forearm on his neck. I'm going to drive him to his side from here so I can get into a side control position, drive him over, and I'm keeping the back of my forearm across his neck. From here, I'm going to shove my arm up in deep. I'm going to slide my hand through to grab my bicep. We get to here, and I just squeeze until I get the tap. Pretty simple one to do, right? That's why I wanted to show it secondly. So again, we're coming through the armpit, coming out by the neck, right? And don't keep it shallow. Don't be like, get in there deep, right? Let your hand come way out. Get this gable grip and put your back of your forearm right across the neck. From here, to get them to their side, I'm going to pinch everything. I'm going to drive them forward, and I'm keeping this hand position. Okay. Once I do this, you can also sprawl out, right, to help avoid from them trying to grab your legs. But for now, we just want to get the basic idea. Even too, if I'm keeping my knees in tight, it doesn't allow them to get any knee shields or being able to turn into me somehow. But this is already a tight position on its own. Okay, so we get here. I'm going to shove my arm in as deep as I can. I'm going to slide my arm until I can grab my bicep here, and I squeeze until I get to tap. We're going to practice our moving drill just a little bit more, just to kind of help with it. So we start here, and when you sprawl out, remember, sprawl out wide from here. Try not to keep your knees in tight. That's what would allow them to grab, right? Sprawling out heavy. Don't drop your hips so low, right? just dropping enough, keep a little bit of weight on them. Move around. We come to the side, we hold it for 2 seconds. Okay, and then we're gonna move to the back. When we move to the back, I want you to be kind of in this position here. This is what's gonna make this back take easy to get, right? So I get here, and we're gonna go our seatbelt grip. So one arm goes over, one arm goes under the armpits, right? And we get our gable grip here. Okay. I'm gonna keep good chest to back connection because I'm gonna pull them straight up. From here, I'm gonna pull straight up, and I'm trying to keep my chest to his back the whole time. When you pull, don't pull up so your chest comes off. Okay. We do that, it's not going to make this easy to get. So once I do this, I'm going to pop my hooks in here, and we're going to fall to the side with the choking arm. It may not happen every time, but that's okay. So we get in, hooks in, we fall, turn around, okay, and we get into this position. The reason we want to fall to the side where our arm is over is now we're in a good spot to get chokes in, right? This arm is now harder for him to defend because it's on the ground, and I'm already in a good spot from here. Okay, and remember, when you get your back control, don't cross your feet, putting your hooks right in, nice and good, and we're trying to pull the legs apart, right? So once we get here, I'm gonna bring the top hand is gonna go, I'm gonna grab right up on the shoulder, nice and tight. Even here, if you can get this tight, you can squeeze hard enough where you can get the choke, but we're not gonna finish from there. What we're going to do is we're going to take the arm that's under the armpit. It's going to snake out and around. It's going to go up the back with the back of my hand till I can slide up, grab my bicep like we have been doing all night. And the back of my hand goes across the neck, and I squeeze tight, right? It's a hard one to defend. So even from a sitting position here, what it's going to look like. So we get our gable grip. I'm going to grab up at the shoulder. I'm going to snake my hand out from under the armpit, and the back of my hand is going up the back so I can get here. Okay, don't stick your hand way out. You do this, all he's got to do is just 2-on-1 on this arm, and now I've got to fight to get this arm free, and I've lost the back choke. Okay, so when we go up the back, I'm snaking the back of my hand up so I can just grab the bicep. I'm going to tuck the back of my hand behind the head as if I'm trying to cross my arms with his head in between them. And I'm just going to squeeze till he taps. So again, just one more time, do that whole process. We get in here, I'm going to do the back take a little bit quicker. Okay, so we get in this north-south position. I sprawl out. I walk to the side. I come to the back. Okay, one arm over, one arm under, and I'm going to pop up here, and I just fall down nice and quick. Okay, I keep this strong gable grip. Arm goes up by the shoulder. It's already uncomfortable for him. I'm going to snake my arm out underneath his armpit, up his back, grabbing my bicep. Back of my hand goes across his neck, and I squeeze.